Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign, of Capricorn in October 2019. Capricorn, you got cards flying all over the place. Actually, this is the only card that actually flew since I've begun laying out your spread. What do you have? You have the Six of Wands that fell out. So, maybe a little bit of victory. Maybe you're going to a party or a festival. This looks like some reason to celebrate, but maybe there's a little bit of good news coming your way or feelings of good tidings. Maybe there's a return, like somebody comes home from being away on a trip, away, across the seas, or away, like while they were fighting, because the traditional artwork will show someone coming in on horseback. So maybe there's like just this grand return after somebody has gone through a very difficult period, something like that. Anyway, Capricorn, hope you guys are doing well. Man, as you can see, if you're familiar, if you watch the end of September readings, you'll see that I'm in a different location. I've returned home from my vacation. It was a lovely time spent with my sister. We had a good time. I was able to relax. Which was incredible. I really needed that time to really just like unplug and sort of forget about everything that goes on here in my home life. Not that I have a bad life, absolutely not, but it's just like sometimes it becomes so routine, so structured, and I'm just like, I need a break. So I had a break, it was great, but now we're home, back to business as usual, all right? All right, Capricorn, so hopefully things are going well in your life. Now, I have shuffled off camera. That is your main spread there. I will shuffle on camera now for your outcome and your overall energy. Once all of the cards are out and they're lying face up on the table, that's when the reading begins. If you want to use the timestamp, it's in the description box below. You can also find the information in the description box that you will need if you want to purchase a personal reading with me. You follow the steps. I give you a reading. Everybody's a happy camper. But if you have a qualifying question before you actually place an order, feel free to email me at the exact same email address, okay? All right, let's get into it. I want to see Capricorn's outcome for October 2019. Oh, that's weird. My back suddenly felt a little prickly. Anyway, please show me Capricorn's outcome for October 2019. Please show me. Two? Is that two? No. Yes, that's what I thought. Oh, Capricorn, I'm not in the mood to do a 7-card spread, if I'm honest. Let's see what they want me to do. Is this correct? Okay. They're saying take the bottom. That's interesting. They're reminding me. I did this for someone in the end of September readings that I did for the Elemental Collectives. And was it you? I don't remember. I can't remember, Capricorn. But they're reminding me that I took, because 2 came out for the outcome for someone, and I took the other one and I put it on the bottom of the deck, making it the overall energy. So that's what they're telling me to do now. Boom, that's your overall energy. So they're both here, but I get to just have, a regular spread. I don't have to do more than what I really am in the mood to do, if I'm honest, guys. I'm a human being. I'm not a freaking machine. Now, let's go ahead and flip everything that came face down for you, Capricorn. Okay. So, what is going on in October? Lots of repeating energies. So, but let's see what happens with your reading, okay? I knocked that out. Okay, looks good. Perfect. All right, guys, let's get into it. Please show me where Capricorn is in October 2019. Please show me Capricorn in October 2019. Please show me. Okay, got it. Okay. Oh, that was weird. I can't explain it. It was just freaking weird. But your starting position, not weird, actually, maybe pretty cool. All right, Capricorn, coming into your reading for October, you have the Nine of Pentacles. Well, are you feeling good or are you feeling overwhelmed? Nine of Pentacles traditionally is a great card, or is a card that speaks of fortune and abundance, you know, often called the single ladies card, because in the traditional depiction of this, or the traditional artwork, it shows a woman in a garden and she's got pentacles growing on on a bush behind her. She's got a little bird on her hand. She looks really at ease and really at peace. And some of that might be true here. You know, there is like this overflow of pentacles that this figure, the skeletal figure, is surrounded by. So you might have a lot of wealth or abundance, or just like your physical needs are taken care of, you're healthy, you're well rested, da 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 da. What I'm drawn to also in this particular artwork in the Santa Muerte deck is that you might be overwhelmed. You know, this figure is, you know, chest deep in these pentacles. And I don't, I mean, I get it from a philosophical, very spiritual place. I get how somebody can have too much money, but I'm not sure that that is exactly it. Like, I'm getting more, you might have too much stuff, right? So if this is about actual physical objects or things of value in your life, Capricorn, you might be dealing, not to say you are this, but you might be dealing with sort of like a hoarders type situation where you literally have too much stuff in your house, or there's like, you have a storage unit and it's like overflowing with a bunch of, you know, memorabilia or things from your childhood home, or things that you're collecting. And it's like, are these things even valuable? Given that this figure is to the chest with pentacles, maybe there's something within all of your possessions that is valuable, but I feel, like I said, overwhelmed. So if you're cleaning out a house or cleaning out a garage, cleaning out a storage unit, something like that, it might be a headache and a half trying to figure out, where do I start? How can I start to, you know, make sense of all this mess, or make sense of everything that's in this place? Like, how can I get it organized? How can I get it cleared out so I can have more space in my home? Or maybe you're moving homes. Maybe you have to pack up your stuff and, you know, move out of state, or move across the country, or move to a different country. And you're sorting through all of your belongings going, I don't know what to throw out. I don't know what to donate. I don't know what has value here. And you're just feeling kind of, like I said, overwhelmed or surrounded by junk. And I don't mean to call your stuff junk, but like, maybe that's how you're thinking of it. Like, maybe you're just like, screw it, I'll just throw it all away to make it easy on yourself. You know what I mean? So you're having to sort through your physical possessions, things of value, or just your home. Like, you're cleaning out your home. If it's not so drastic as to be an entire house, it's a garage, it's an attic, it's a basement. If it's not a home, it's your car. Some of you might have a car, like, they're showing me like a minivan, or like a big like family SUV, and you've got like 5 kids and like all their stuff is in the car. You've got, you know, Cheerios in the center console. You've got, you know, socks in the glove box. It's just a fucking mess, right? So some of you are just like, I don't know where to start. I don't know how to get all of this in check, or all of this in order. Okay, so there's like this, like, you see how he's kind of like reaching out towards that branch, like like if suddenly the pentacles were the ocean, this guy would be reaching up trying to like grab a life raft, or a lifesaver or something like that. Like, oh my god, I'm being swept away in the ocean. And that's what it feels like. You're being swept away or swept up in taking care of your physical space, or getting it clear, getting it organized. Okay, that's interesting, because I think we're going to end up talking about more than just possessions. And so for now, I want you to take that in a literal sense, but then be ready to kind of make it into a more abstract or figurative message, because I think this is, again, we're going to talk about more than just shit, or more than just possessions. Okay, now as a starting position, yeah, right next door. Absolutely. Okay, I don't know if we're going there, but As soon as I look there, they confirm, yes, it's something about your home, okay? What else is going on? Because we might end up there, but I don't think we are. Okay, thank you. Okay, good. Well, yeah, that's like screaming at me, but I know that's not the pathway of the story. This is screaming at me, the Four of Wands. And eventually we'll get to it. But where we go next is the Six of Pentacles. So, underneath you, the foundation of the thing is this impending time issue, okay? Like I said, some of you are moving because you're being relocated because of your job, or you're selling a home because it's just time to move on from that property, or you there's something about, and it's not this, but it's kind of like at the end of like a scary movie where like a house was possessed, or the house like had some heinous shit go into it, and you see someone like driving a for sale sign into the ground with like a hammer. It's like that. It's like, I feel you have a rush to leave a home, or to get a home sale squared away, to button it up. Just stitch this up. Sure. Button it up, stitch it up, get it done. This feels really like it has to happen soon. In your case, from your standpoint, Capricorn, it feels like it could have happened yesterday and you would be delighted. But, you know, this is the real world. We're talking about Pentacles here with the Nine of Pentacles. We're talking about more Pentacles here with the Six. Pentacles are slow. You know, as much as we might want something to be over and done with, Pentacles, they move like a snail, right? So when you expect or you're wishing for something to happen and the Pentacles comes up, it's basically telling you, you're going to be waiting. So this could be down to, again, you have so much stuff to sort through in a home that you just can't sell it tomorrow. You're like, maybe it's like your parents' home, because this is a grandfather clock, right? And grandfather clocks a lot of times are viewed as like antiques, or now I'm seeing like old homes with like furniture that's like from the 80s or the 70s, or even, you know, earlier than that. And like I said, some of you are like in the attic, in the basement, looking over things. I don't know if this has value. Go ask Grandpa Jack. Grandpa Jack, where did you get this? And he doesn't remember. So you're like, okay, I guess we're donating it. And you just like gave away something that's like worth $5,000. Not to say that's exactly what's going on, but like that's the scenario that we're getting me, because you're just like too through and you're ready to be done. You're not you're not interested, or you just don't have the patience to really put your all into this, because it's already overwhelming. Because again, if this is your parents' house, something about it says, let's just be done with it. Like you, your husband, your wife, your family, your brothers, your sisters, or just you by yourself. You would not have a problem being the only person in the family who's just like, let's hurry it up. But there feels like a rush to get this done. I don't know why, but it really feels rushed. And yeah, so the grandfather clock really was giving me like parents' home, grandparents' home, just an old family home that was like left to you in a will, and you're like, I don't want that shit. So you go check out the property. I'm selling it. And so you hook up with a realtor, and they're like, okay, we'll take it on, or the bank says we'll buy it or whatever, but you got to clean it out. So you go over there and you have to clean the house out. Literally throw shit away. Literally give things away to or charities, or sell things on eBay, if people still sell things on eBay. I guess they do. So, and also with the Six of Pentacles, you know, the traditional artwork of this shows like two kids. One's like older, handing a cup to like a younger kid. And okay, that makes sense, because I'm like, why am I talking about the traditional artwork? I felt really solid in talking about the grandfather clock. Now, the reason they bring that back to me is because Six of Pentacles, excuse me, I said Six of Pentacles. I was talking about the Six of Cups. My bad. Okay. I'll say that, but I was thinking about the Six of Cups, not the Six of Pentacles. My bad. The Six of Cups, if you are not familiar with it, it's not here in your reading, but they threw that artwork into my mind, so I'm going to express it, even though that's not what is traditionally on this card. That's the one where it's two kids and one is handing a cup to the younger one. And a lot of times that is interpreted as childhood or things from childhood or nostalgic things, nostalgic relationships, things that remind you of when you were a kid. That was giving me confirmation on this being maybe a family home that, again, you've inherited, that was left to you after someone has passed on, or just it needs to be handled in some type of way. Clean it out, sell it, do whatever, okay? Now, let me see if they want me to talk about the traditional artwork of the Six of Pentacles. Ah, okay, that could play in too, where traditionally in the Six of Pentacles you see a man with scales in his hand, and he's like, I think he has scales. In some decks he's carrying a scale. He might not be in the Rider-Waite. I really can't remember at this moment, but he's giving out to two beggars, right? And there's this idea of reciprocity and like what's fair and like what's giving to people in need and doing your due diligence and being fair and honest in a situation, or taking care of the less fortunate, something like that. That could be at play here. You might have a situation where, you know, it gets like that with family. And I feel like the heavy backdrop of this is going to be family for you, Capricorn. Things can get nasty when you have parents or grandparents in the sunset of their life, right? On the decline. They can't live alone anymore. You know, they've had replacement hip surgery. They've had both of their knees have been replaced, and they generally just like, they don't see too good. Like, okay, it's no longer safe for Grandma Anna to live by herself. She's got to go into the home, or she has to come live with one of us. So it becomes sometimes a collective effort of the family to come together and look after Grandma Anna or Grandpa Bo or whoever it is, right? It becomes a collective energy to take care of that person or to see what next best steps we could decide for them. Something here feels very contentious. And again, that starting point, that Nine of Pentacles being the quote-unquote single ladies card, again, you could be a male and experience this, but it feels like for you, Capricorn, you're taking on the brunt of this work and you don't like it. Maybe that's why you're in a rush. Maybe you've said to your brothers, your sisters, your aunts, your uncles, whomever, this is what's going on at Grandma Anna's house. She needs a place to stay. We got to get this sorted. Who's helping? And everybody turns their back. Everybody's unavailable. Everybody says, well, I didn't like, growing up there, so I don't, like there's just like a lot of family history that's bubbling up based off of what's happening with the grandparent or the parent, and like transitioning from one home to another or something like that. If it's not about generational stuff, this could be maybe for some of you your own home, meaning you already have a family, a husband, a wife, a kid, or kids and dogs and all that kind of stuff. You have your own home, but something happens where you might need a place to stay. Maybe there's been a disaster at your home, a fire or a flood, and everything is ruined. You're overwhelmed. So you reach out to your family. Like I said, with that Six of Pentacles, helping people in need or being someone in need, being somebody who needs a helping hand. Hey, brother. Hey, sister. Hey, mom. Hey, dad. Whoever. My house is ruined. I need a place to stay. And people turn their backs. And now I'm like getting angry. You know how you have like angry tears? Like this is what this feels like. Maybe some of you are experiencing this. I feel sad and angry at the same time. Because when you expect, and as the outsider, as an objective person, I'm going to tell you, I'm about to say something that I don't agree with, right? But many people expect that family does for family. It's the right thing to do. It's the duty of a child to take care of their parent. It's the duty of a brother or a sister to help their fellow brother or sister. Family sticks together. Blood is thicker than water. All that cliched stuff, okay? That's what a lot of people believe. Me, as an individual who is not the tarot reader, I don't believe that because I know it's not true. Meaning, you might believe that, but your brother, your sister, the person you grew up with in the same home might not believe it. Therefore, two people's individual truths exist next to each other, and therefore, there is no rule that says because we're related, you have to do this. Now, that opinion that I've just expressed to you, that is my own, might be similar to what someone is expressing to you, Capricorn, and it has you so angry and so sad. It's like really, it's changing a dynamic in your, it's changing a dynamic in your family, and it's like breaking your heart, or it's breaking somebody's heart. It's like really upsetting that we can't come together. We can't see past our differences. We can't see past what has happened in the past in order to get something done, or to help someone out, or to help me out. If I'm Capricorn, you can't let go of what happened 20 years ago and help me. I need you. And someone says I can't. Yeah? Oh, that's tough, buddy. That's so tough. And, oh, Capricorn, listen. Oh, man, listen. I feel you're strong. I know you're strong. Okay? And in some instances, you feel that you're alone. Maybe you are. Maybe you literally are like living away from your family in another country, in another state, in another city, whatever. You could live 5 blocks from them, but you live alone, and like they act like you're like a ghost, like they don't acknowledge you. Something like that. You might be outcast from your own family. Even if you're alone, there's something about your fortitude here that I want to commend you for. Some of you, you might be you feel like you're on your last legs. You feel like, you have hit the bottom of the bottom, okay? Maybe so, but you're not down and out, okay? That's for a few of you who are like in such a desperate situation. You don't know what to do. And I'm not sure if this reading is going to cover what to do next, or give you some type of guidance in that way. But I feel in my solar plexus, there's a fortitude about the collective energies of Capricorn right now, where even in the midst of all this drama and I'm using this word because this is how you feel, this disgusting behavior, okay, of other people. Even in the middle of that, you will be able to sustain yourself. You will be able to find a way out, okay? Even if you feel overwhelmed, like that 9 of Pentacles is depicting. Now, wow. Wow, okay. So, this is in the front of you. This is in the back of you. It's not a linear reading. I don't read present, past, future. That's never my intention. But I do end up with a lot of linear readings, meaning there's something that is at the forefront of your mind, or at the focal point of where your energy and your intentions and your focus is lasered in on. That's at the forefront. In the back, you've got something else going on. So what's going on in the front is 8 of Wands. This is that call for help that you have already expressed, or you are expressing now, or you will be expressing, in terms of what to do with everything we have discussed previously, okay? You're drowning in something. Maybe this is, okay, they quickly want me to come back and say, maybe not about a physical home, but like I told you, this could be money, and it's overwhelmed. And I did say, quickly, what if this was like the ocean, and this person is reaching out for like a life vest, or a lifesaver, or a rope or something like that. This could be someone, you, or someone it's general, so it can go vice versa. Drowning in debt. And 6 of Pentacles, asking for a loan, asking for a handout, asking for a favor financially. And that, oh man, money can really drive a wedge between people. Now, getting back to what, oh my God, I had it reversed. What I think is happening. So this is you sending out the call for help. I'm overwhelmed. I'm really exhausted. I don't know what to do with this house. I've got so much debt on my shoulders. Can you help me? Please, please, please. And okay, getting to the qualities of what a Capricorn typically is, or how a Capricorn typically is. Capricorn, you are ruled by Saturn, and you are the archetype of fatherhood. You don't have to be a male. You don't have to be a father to relate to this. It's just about the energy, or the dominion that Capricorn rules over, okay? 10th house energy. That is career. that is public persona, or your place in society, your role in society, okay? How you operate as a cog in the bigger complex machine of society, or as the head, or the figurehead of, not the figurehead, but the head of a family. There's something about image, public image, and having firm handle on your foundations. Okay? Those are just some general understandings of what Capricorn is about. You did not hear me say that Capricorn, I didn't mention any words or qualities that would make most people think Capricorn takes this call for help lightly. If you've gotten to the point where you have called someone out, called someone up, reached out to a long lost friend or a family member who's estranged from you, or someone you know that may, it takes a lot for you to do this. Maybe it's pride, maybe it's stubbornness, I don't know. But when a Capricorn asks for help, it's serious. And because you know that about yourself, or whoever this is, they know that about themselves, that makes the rejection, the "I would love to, but I can't," response hurt even more. I don't ever ask anybody for help. And getting emotional. And the first time that I do, you turn your back on me. You give me a no. You say it's not possible, or that you can't, or that, the time won't allow. Whatever the reasoning and the excuses from whoever is talking back to you, whoever's responding to you. It's like, oh my God. Like how red and bloody and fiery those 8 wands are. That's what it feels like. Like I told you, I have like this inclination for you on your behalf to shed angry tears. I don't know if you are someone who cries. I am. I'm a big crier. And naturally, I cry angry tears. But being that I'm not a Capricorn, my reasoning is totally different when I have angry tears. This is like, it feels like, again, you might have expected some type of loyalty, some type of duty coming from your family. They're gonna do right by me in this situation because we're related. I feel heavily that's where you're coming from. But I also feel the other side does not feel that way. Based on something that has happened in the past. You know what that is. I don't know what that is. I'm not allowed to know, and I don't want to know, if I'm honest. I'm not trying to be in your business. But man, Capricorn, you reach out for help and you get dead silence, or you get rejected, you get no's, or you get false promises. I'll be there on Wednesday at 8. Wednesday at 8 shows up, they don't come. You text them, I thought you were going to come here. I thought you were going to help me, clean out the garage at mom's house. Oh, something came up, I'm sorry. And that's it. Man. Ooh, man, that's like, it's like a gut punch. What's happening to you, what you're experiencing, what people are saying to you, it's like you're getting punched in the gut. And you're like doubled over. The wind is knocked out of your body. Like it's hitting you that hard that you're standing with this weight on your shoulders, this burden of a sort. And again, the Nine of Pentacles is not traditionally a card of burden. They're really just pointing out the artwork of the card to me. The antique furniture here with the grandfather clock. This is a lot of shit you're having to carry on your own. And given that they're both pentacles, and given that that's a clock, something about the timing of this is incredibly difficult for you. Oh! Duh. Like I had this image earlier, but then I didn't address it. For the, like I said, the older family member, parent, grandparent, whoever, who's like in decline, sunset of their life. You, at least you, but other people might be on this train with you. there's this idea, not idea, but there's this belief in your head, in your heart, Capricorn, that says, here is our ailing father, mother, grandmother, grandfather, whoever. You know that they're not well. They're getting older, they're ill, whatever. Why would you, my brother, you, my cousin, you, my sister, all of you, or whoever it is, turn your back right now as this person is dying, as this person is going into hospice? How fucking dare you do that right now? Like, you see what I mean? That's where you're at. This is not the right time to be petty and get mad or bring up shit from our childhood as a reason to not be decent to this person. Now, again, I don't know the rhymes and the reasons or the details of this. This is what you feel. This is what they feel. I'm able to connect with both sides of it. Both sides believe they're correct. Let me tell you that. You feel you're right. The person on the other side or the people on the other side, they feel they're right. Based on whatever happened in the past, they feel justified. Justified. They feel justified. You feel justified. Justice card. Okay? Karmically, shit is unraveling or shit is bubbling up in this whole dynamic, okay? Justice, major arcana card for Libra. Some of you are dealing with a Libra, but you don't have to be. You feel justified, correct. You feel in your gut, Capricorn, that you are on the right side of history, so to speak. And the other side feels the same way. And it sucks or it's terrible to experience because this is creating a rift, potentially. A rift that maybe you might not be able to come back from. Or a rift that's going to take a lot of work to eventually mend. And didn't I say something about that in the beginning of your reading? Like sew it up, patch it up, sew it up, right? Those are phrases that we use when we talk about falling out with people. Like your brother or sister or whoever turning their back at this moment, at this very pivotal moment, is causing you and them to have an issue that will need to be addressed at a later time. So as much as, this justice card is doing double time with karma. Listen up. Double time with karma. Meaning, whatever has happened in the childhood, in the past, is karmically coming up to the surface. It is being addressed, perhaps for the first time. A lot of families carry family trauma and drama and history and just for years and decades, and they never address it. They never talk about it. Now that everybody's old and grown, everybody doesn't live in that house anymore, everybody got something to say now, right? So that might be what's going on. Now, the other part that karmic energy or karma is tending to, or they're showing me this. Oh, and that kind of makes sense because this justice card carries a scythe. A scythe is used to harvest crops, like wheat fields. They used to use it to chop down the wheat, right? So what they're showing me is you're harvesting the karma. The karma from the past is being harvested. It's being pulled in out of the field. At the very same time, that field that is now bare and empty, seeds of karma are being planted between you and your siblings, you and your cousins, you and whoever. Now we have new karma put into the ground, pushed down into the soil that will eventually come up for harvest at a later time, okay? And again, pentacles, time. Justice is also associated with time, okay? Wow, you have a deep reading. It's so deep. Ugh. Looking at the numbering of this card, 11, with the Roman numerals there, 11 or 9, no, it's 11. It's 11. So in time, Capricorn, 11, November, that could be the deadline. I told you, there's a time issue here with the house. Getting grandma, grandpa, whoever squared away in hospice, putting them in a nursing home, or getting them to live with one of you, or getting them to live with you primarily, it feels like, Capricorn. That needs to be settled by November for whatever reason. But, oh God. Jesus, this is... Whew. Okay, and you see how I have to, because I'm delivering a message and I can't go too far off the rails. But you see how I'm constantly restraining myself and like battling back from these very ferocious emotions? I think that's what you're doing. You are having to keep yourself in check. Wow. Let's move on, because I don't want to go too much into that, because I could sit here and express what you're feeling all night. But I'm a regular person. I gotta go to work tomorrow. I can't sit up here all night with you. Now, that was in the forefront, like what your conscious efforts and energy are going towards. Behind you, maybe historically, maybe this is like a little bit of the backdrop of what's going on. They're saying yes. It feels like mostly a yes. We might be talking about something concurrently that deals with the present moment. But this feels contextually what's coloring the background. What is the deeper concern here? Four of Wands, it was screaming at me earlier. It's been waiting patiently to be discussed. Four of Wands, happy home, is a traditional understanding of this card. Four of Wands. That is here in the sense of what makes a happy home. What colors in that experience for all individuals involved? The kids, the parents, the grandparents, the cousins, the aunts, the uncles. Something about like a central home feeling or idea, traditions maybe, convictions, like what we, God, this is weird. Come on, clean it up. Either the physical home itself, that is the central, not character, but one of the central objects in this situation is very, it's a point of contention for you and everybody else. The actual physical home is a point of contention, number one. Number two, the activities and the energy and the vibe and the memories that were made in that home, that's a point of contention. Number two. Number three, how we relate to that in the present moment. Like the experience of something 20, 30, 15 years ago is what it was then. How we look back at it from the present moment is a different experience. Does that make sense? Like, okay, this is going to get really kind of difficult, but and this happens a lot. Let's say, for an example, I'm not trying to call anybody's story out. If this is your story, you know it. But get what I'm trying to say here. Let's say sibling number one, growing up in the home, felt really irate or really unhappy there. They experienced some type of abuse, emotional, physical, maybe even sexual, okay? And, condolences if that was your experience, all right? Sibling number one's experience, all that abuse, all that trauma heaped on to them. Child number two, similar experience, but to a lesser degree. Or maybe they had personal issues that came up and there was a different relationship. You see what I mean? We get to sibling number 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or whoever. And each individual child growing up in the same home has a different takeaway of what happened within the four walls of that home. What happened under the love, I had to quote that for somebody, love and care of the parents. So sibling number one is like, fuck that. It was horrible. I still am dealing with that shit. I'm still trying to get over that. I'm still trying to heal from that. Sibling number 4 or 5 is just like, I don't remember that. Of course you don't remember it. There's 12 years between you and me. Of course not. It was, by the time you came along, mom and dad were like this, or this person treated you guys like that, but I, the eldest, was treated like this. So this 4 of Wands is heavy, and it's usually not, like I said, traditionally, what happens with the Four of Wands is we talk about happy homes. We talk about stability. We talk about, in some cases, like a marriage. And maybe that is also kind of integral here to the story. The marriage of your parents. You know, that could be another layer of trauma here. Maybe one of the parents was like super abusive to the other. And now that you see, sometimes these stories get super specific, but again, pull it out and you know what to do with your story. Remember how I said earlier how you, Capricorn, or someone in the story is saying, how could you treat the ailing, dying parent or grandparent this way when they are on the last legs of their life? Maybe the other side says, you know why I can treat him or her like that? Because he or she was abusive to our mother, our father, to you, to me, to everybody. They're a monster. They don't deserve this. Now, my Lord, you have a lifetime story on your hands. You have God, this is so heavy. And I'm trying my best not to get overly involved, because I even said that when I was shuffling your cards at the beginning. I'm not trying to be here longer than I have to with the 2 cards that came out in your, oh my God. Let me tell you, being an empath is fun, but it's also kind of weird that things make sense in the retrospect. This is so heavy and so burdensome and so traumatic and so like wounds, old emotional wounds, scarring of the heart and the soul. Ridiculous. My God. So, 4 of Wands, central on the home, central on the people that grew up in the home. And you see how at the beginning, or you see the artwork here, how I was talking about that 9 of Pentacles. Some of you are like going through stuff, trying to figure out what to sell, what to donate. Look at this. What does that look like? Looks like a stand to me, like a fruit stand or a flower stand. This person looks like they're selling things. So this is you putting in the work of trying to get the house cleaned up. You're taking things and putting it on eBay. You're taking things down to the Goodwill, whatever. You are, or someone is proactively trying to settle what has happened, or not what has happened, but trying to settle the issue of the home. Now, the last card in your main spread is the King of Swords. Foundationally underneath the home and right next to that the 6 of Pentacles with the grandfather clock and the timing. This could be whose home it is. It's a king. So kings sometimes are linked to fatherhood or the station of being a father. So this could be your dad, or the head male in the situation, could be an older brother. But I feel mostly it would be the person at the head of the house, even if they're not a male, by the way. Just the head of the household, the family home. In the past, this is the person who was the head of the home. Could have been the mother. Maybe you grew up with a single mom. I don't know. Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. They don't have to be an air sign, but military. I mean, all of the kings in this deck have military garb, but that could also be a factor here. Maybe you're going through people's old, military, regalia or medals and awards, trying to figure out what's worth saving, what's worth, for sentimental value, you might save it. You might save it because there's value, and someone else is like, just throw it all away. He was a monster. She was a monster. You know what I mean? But this King of Swords, remember how I said, again, that maybe somebody is on the decline. Swords deals with your mental capacity, your ability to articulate and express yourself verbally, okay? In the context of this entire story, your heart might go out to this person because they used to be so vibrant. They used to be so communicative. They used to be so sharp-witted and really the life of the party, or somebody who had like the gift of gab, or they were a great writer or something like that. If this is the older person who's on the decline, the parent, the grandparent, whatever, that ability is depleting. And it's that could be why for you or for someone else, it pulls on your heartstrings, because this person isn't, in your eyes or somebody's eyes, they're not who they used to be. Wow, that's interesting. Now, I really feel that's mostly who that is. I want to see if it could be someone else, because I don't think that they are contributing to the story other than to show up and be here and to be acknowledged, okay? If this is someone else, it could be, given that this is on the time, or this is on this bottom line with the clock and that fiery communications, this could be someone that you're dealing with in terms of sale of the house. This could be the realtor. This could be the bank. This could be somebody who you're calling in to do an evaluation of the property value, something like that. This could be, you know, like a really, not a businessman per se, or businesswoman, doesn't matter, no gender, right? But this person is very, they're well versed at their craft, or they're very intelligent and accomplished in their field, okay? So this person is coming to you and they're telling you, okay, so if you want us to buy the property, this has to be done, you got to clean that out, blah, 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 blah. Like, they're giving you like a laundry list of what needs to be done, or they're giving you a time, a deadline in which things need to be accomplished before they will act, before they are able to come in and do what you ask them to do. So that is another possibility of who that King of Swords is. Regardless, they are not really a part of the main story. Because even if that is the ailing family member, the one who, you know, is again, like in the sunset of their life, they're not central to the story. More so what has happened in the past and or the physical home is central to the story. In some regards, this person is an afterthought, you know, or secondary or third on the list of priorities for someone else in the family, okay? You're trying to prioritize them, Capricorn, and other people are just like, so what? Screw them. I don't want to go back there. Moving on. Your outcome for October, my God, Capricorn, is the Four of Cups. Look at this. Look at this. Alone, sad, depressed, disappointed. Traditionally, the Four of Cups talks about being melancholy or apathetic, unimpressed, uninspired. Maybe that's there a little bit in very small degrees. But ultimately what I see is someone who oh wow, and there's a 4 poster there too. Listen. Look at the artwork here. It's not the same one, but it's very similar shape. How we have in the 4, and they're both 4s, so that makes sense. So the 4 of Wands has this vibrant tent, right? This stall with 4 posts on it, and they're busy taking care of business. They're busy selling their wares. The 4 of Cups has an empty stall. It's dark. There's not much in there but a sombrero and a guitar, and they're sad. So I feel that once the house is sold, cleaned out, you know, stripped to the bare bones, this is you. Reflecting on, maybe holding on to a few little bits and bobs from the past. The sombrero, the guitar, maybe even the chair. You hold on to a few of the items, and now you, with your eye line, are looking down at that heart that's in the puddle. So you're reflecting on what you emotionally feel. After the dust has settled, after your relatives have walked away, after the bad blood or the new seeds of karma have been placed in the ground, we feel just empty, depleted. And ultimately just hurt by the situation in its entirety. There's not much, again, because if you think, or if you know what the 4 of Cups traditionally looks like, there's nothing that can be offered that pulls this 4 of Cups person, most likely you, Capricorn, or the person who I've been talking about centrally, who's been trying to do, quote unquote, the right thing, okay? there's nothing that will pull that person out of, there's no offer that can come about that's going to pull that person out of that mood. Not for a while, at least. Okay? My God. That's super sad. It feels very heavy and depressed. The silver lining is it will not last forever. Everything I've talked about, tarot is not science. It's not ironclad. It's not written in stone. All of this energy is changeable. All of this energy is flexible. It flows, okay? So eventually, everything that I've said that has been so difficult for you to experience right now will eventually become something else, will eventually transmute, will eventually dissipate, okay? So there's the silver lining. It's a 4. It's not... It's found... All the 4s are foundational, so there is some kind of surface to them, or what's this? Not plateau. Foundation, right? Like a stepping stone. Like it gives us a footing into something else. It's like a passageway. I can't really describe it. It's like a stair. Yeah, it's like a staircase or like a step stool or something. It allows you to move towards something else. So as much as it's difficult to have that as an outcome, I don't want you to think it's like a life sentence or something. It's not. Okay? Your overall energy, which again came out face down with the 4 of Cups, and I put it on the bottom. So I don't know why I need to clarify that, but I do. Knight of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You might be dealing with one of those signs, but you don't have to be. So as an overall energy, the Knight of Wands, I think works for you, and it works for other people in the situation as well. The Knight of Wands is an adventurer. He's very much a get up and go kind of person or energy. He's and I'm saying he, no gender. You could be a woman, and this is you too. This is energy that doesn't necessarily make roots, put down roots in a situation. It's hard to pin this energy down. Now that could belong to you in a lesser degree. It can belong to somebody else in a greater degree. But there's something about the quality of the Knight of Wands, which is constantly moving on, constantly looking for the next big adventure, the next journey in their life, right? So it's hard to focus on anything super serious or super long term when we encounter the Knight of Wands. If this was like a dating thing, this would be like a Don Juan kind of situation, but nothing here has really spoken to me about dating or romance, so I'm not even going to entertain that other than to just remind those, like, to give you sort of an allegory of what I mean about this not putting down roots. A lot of passion, a lot of fire, a lot of go-to energy or get up and go energy. But in terms of long-term dedication, not really. Not really. And the go of this energy might be tied to what I was talking about in the very beginning. How I feel that could be how this applies to you specifically, Capricorn. You want things to just happen yesterday. The drama of the situation, the headache of the situation, the cleaning out of the house. If you could like snap your fingers like a genie or wiggle your nose like that one character from Bewitched, or do the, I Dream of Jeannie, fold your arms and nod your head, and suddenly, poof, the house is empty, the house is clean, the house is sold, your mom or your dad has moved into your house or moved into hospice. Like, if you could just have it done in an instant, that's what you would want. So that's kind of what this energy indicates to me. Of course, there's no magic in this plane of existence or here on Earth, right? So there's no true magic. So what's the next best thing is having the energy and the gumption and the fire in your belly that says, okay, I want to accomplish this as soon as possible. So that's why you're that's why you're reaching out to people and saying, you know, you're calling up movers, or you're calling up junk removal services. Okay, I need you to remove this from the house. I need you to pull that down from the rafters. I need you to do this, that, and the other. Then you get on the phone to somebody else. Okay, I need you to come and paint the house, or I need you to come look at the electrical. Blah blah blah. Like that's where that applies to you, is trying to get as much done in as little time as possible. The Knight of Wands can do that. The Knight of Wands can move pretty quickly in a short period of time. So that is kind of how that applies to you. As for the other people that you're dealing with, that whole Rolling Stone like not sticking around for the hard shit, not staying in town long. This is that person who says, I'll be there at 7, and they don't show up. They flake on you. They show up and they stay for maybe 30 minutes, and you're like, I needed you to stay here all night with me, or I needed you to be here and do all of, you know, be by my side and do this work. And they're like, nah, man, I'm not into that. I didn't promise you that. They're flighty, okay? No, I'm not going to do that, because we've been here forever. And I think we have a pretty clear story. If you want more, you'd have to get a personal. Yeah, I'm not going to dive into that. Capricorn, that is your reading. If you liked it, if you found clarity, I would say hit the like button, because I don't know that there's much to like here in terms of, oh my God, I'm so excited. It's like, maybe just the semblance of a relatable message is enough to like it. And if so, please hit the like button. If you want to comment down below, let me know how this resonates in your life, if any of it resonates, or what sections of the message resonate. I would love to read that. You can share this video across your social media platforms, let other people know what's going on in your life, or that you found a message in my reading that really spoke to the issue at hand. And of course, guys, you can subscribe if you have not subscribed already, making sure to hit the notification bell so you can stay up to date on when I actually upload to the channel. Capricorn, I will be back in about 2 weeks doing the mid-October readings, so I look forward to seeing you then. I will go live also towards the middle of October doing birthday messages for Libra, so if you want to eavesdrop and be a little bit nosy and see what goes on in their lives, or see if anybody asks a question that might be relative to something in your life, you're welcome to hang out and chat and say hi. But I just want to keep you aware of like what that live is actually intended for, okay? Capricorn, man, good luck with this whole situation, you know, by the way. I'm glad you were my last video for the night, because I don't know how I could move on and do something else after this. But anyway, guys, I really do thank you so much for watching this video tonight. I really appreciate you guys. Take care. Bye.